Shall I proceed to the class? Varnika, Monica, good morning. See, we have 24 participants. I think we need to have 20 more. Let us wait for a few seconds. Just you can recall yesterday's topic. Avina, good morning. So yesterday we were talking about antibiotics and vaccines. Okay. So how 45? Okay, Kelly. So we saw how they prepared the vaccine. We have two types of vaccine. One is killed vaccine and other one is inactive vaccine. We say that vaccine is attenuated vaccine. Since the term was very difficult, I told you it's inactive. Okay. Actually, it is called as attenuated vaccine, where the live organisms will be there, but they will be in the inactive form. Yes, children? Okay, then we saw that Edward Jenner was the first person to discover the vaccine that is for smallpox. Okay, smallpox vaccine in the year 1798. Then after that, many vaccines were developed, that is for typhoid, TB, cholera, hepatitis, meningitis. So we come across polio on triple antigen. Okay, triple antigen to cure 3 disease. Okay, then DPT. Triple antigen is called as DPT. Okay, that is diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. That is 3 diseases. When you apply the triple antigen, no, 3 diseases will be prevented. Diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. Good morning, Deepshika. Why are you so late today? Yes. Now we have to talk about the last beneficial effect of microorganisms. That is, how do they help in keeping our environment in a, that is how an environment is, okay, no problem, is kept clean, how the nutrients are recycled. Okay, so these microorganisms play a very important role in recycling the nutrients. Okay, good morning, Kanishka. I think you're also late today. So the microorganisms play a very important role in recycling the nutrients. Thereby, they keep the environment clean. They keep the environment clean. If there is no microorganism, our environment will not be so clean as we have now. Okay, even in some areas we can see that garbages are dumped in one place. We get a foul smell. Okay, when there is clogging of drainage, we get a foul smell. So what does that mean? What does it mean? That is, there is no enough microorganism to decompose those wastages. Okay, if we have enough, only 36 are there. What happened to remaining 9? Weekend holiday began today itself. Yes, Pugalindi. Yes. Sivanaja, you're very late, Sivanaja. Good morning. Yes. So these microorganisms, no, they decompose the nutrient, that is dead and decay. So what is the nutrients we are saying? Always nutrients from where do we get it? That is, these microorganisms, particularly a few bacteria and fungus. So these bacteria and fungus, which help in recycling the nutrients, they are called saprophytic bacteria and saprophytic fungus. Okay, we call them as saprophyte. Okay, Varnika, I'll repeat once again, no problem. See, the last effect of, that is the beneficial effect of microorganism is they help in recycling the nutrients in the environment. It's not decomposing the nutrients, Trinity, they recycle the nutrients. Okay, they decompose the dead and decayed organisms. These saprophytic bacteria and fungus, they act on dead and decayed matter. Okay, so every day we come across many animals are dying, birds are dying, plants are dying, even human beings are dying. Okay, if all of them are left as such in the environment, what will happen? We get the same foul smell. We get the same foul smell because they are not decomposed. Okay, when the decomposition starts, no, we won't get. Nutrients are not dead matters, Trinity. Nutrients are obtained from the dead and decayed organisms. Okay, so every time, no, yes, yes, Pugalanti. See, Trinity, every time, no, we cannot supply the nutrients to the environment, to the soil every time. Okay, so if it happens, no, we have to put abundant of fertilizers, abundant of manure to the soil. It's not possible. Okay, so the soil, no, it naturally regains its nutrients. Okay, the soil naturally regains the nutrients. Okay, how? How it regains its nutrients? That is from the dead and decayed organisms. Okay, the soil regains the nutrients from the dead plants, dead animals, dead birds, dead human beings. Okay, decayed matter. What is decayed matter? We throw a lot of things, unwanted things out. Okay, plant materials out, even foodstuffs. We throw that vegetables, peels. But yes, Nitya, correct. Yes, vegetable peels, fruit peels, we all throw that outside, no? Eggshells. Okay, so they all will be, yes, Kanishka. Garbage, that is garbage. We have two types of garbage, no? Okay, so we throw all those, that is biodegradable. Biodegradable. What is degradable? It means that decomposable. Okay, degradable means it can be decomposed. Yes, very good, Sandhya. It can be decomposed. Okay, so when we throw outside, what happens to all those things? Okay, all those things will be decomposed by saprophytic bacteria and fungus. Okay, that is a food of them. Yes, very good, Karishka. Yes. Okay, so saprophytic bacteria and fungus will eat that. Okay, will eat that dead and decayed organism and they convert it into organic matter that is called nutrients that is added to the soil. It may be nitrogen, it contains nitrogen, phosphorus, magnesium, calcium, all sort of minerals will be there. Okay, so when we say nutrients, what are the nutrients in turn? Nutrients are nothing but they are the minerals. Nutrients are nothing but they are the minerals. So I think you know that our body is made up of minerals only. Okay, our body is made up of minerals. So we have bones, muscles, the hair, nails, blood, protein, carbohydrate, everything is mineral only. Everything is minerals only. Okay, the composition may vary. Bone may contain more calcium, clear. Blood may contain more potassium or more magnesium. Okay, the composition may vary, but our body fully is made up of minerals only. Okay, our muscles are made up of minerals. Bones are made up of minerals. Hair contains minerals. Okay, carbon, hydrogen, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, all those things are present in our body. They only make up our body. Okay, so when organisms die, no, those minerals will not go anywhere. Again, it will come to the soil only. Again, it comes to the soil only. Okay, again, when plants absorb these minerals, no, we get that minerals indirectly. Okay, so when plants get that mineral from the soil, when we take the plants, when herbivorous animals eat the plants, we get that minerals indirectly. Yes, children, that is what we say as balanced diet. We should not vomit plant product. Okay, we should take, if we are non-vegetarians, no, we have to concentrate both on plant and animals equally. We should not neglect plant product because plant contain lot of minerals directly obtained from the soil. So when we neglect the plant products, no, we will be lacking of some minerals. Yes, Bugalandi. Yes. Okay. So we indirectly take the plant minerals from the plant when we take any animal protein, animal food. Okay. So we have to rely both on animal food and plant food equally. That is called balanced diet. We concentrate on all types of food: carbohydrate, protein, fat, minerals, vitamins, concentrate on all. Clear. That's what they help in cleaning the environment. Yes. Okay. If they are not eating this dead and decayed organism, no, the whole environment will be spoiled. We get foul smell everywhere. See, near our locality, one dog will be died. If the dog is not decomposed, how much smell will be getting? Okay. So it takes month and month if it has to completely decompose and go to mix with the soil. Till then, if it is there in the locality, how we cannot live in that locality, isn't it? So it has to be acted upon by bacteria and fungus. Then only the whole body will decompose and it will add to the soil. Okay. Yes, children got it. This is how these microorganisms help in cleaning the environment. Got it, children? Got it? Okay. Now, when we talk about this waste, no, I told you about biodegradable waste, isn't it? When we talk about the waste, I spoke about biodegradable waste. Is there anything which is not decomposed? I mentioned decompose that word. Is there any material which is not which cannot be decomposed? I told you about biodegradable. Yes. Okay, so few things are there which cannot be degradable, which cannot be decomposed. They are called non-biodegradable. So what do you mean by that? Non-biodegradable means they cannot be degraded. They cannot be decomposed by the biological organisms. Okay, so they cannot be decomposed. They cannot be decomposed. Yes, yes, very good, Callie. Yes. Okay, they cannot be decomposed because they are not living. Bio means what? They are living. So biology means what do you mean by biology? Consists of plants and animals, which are living organisms. Okay, so non-biodegradable means they cannot be decomposed. So you gave very good example: plastics, glass, okay, metals. Okay, all those things they are non-biodegradable. Children, the board is not clearly visible. Yes, Harish, very good. Plastic takes millions and millions of. Is it clear? Plastics takes millions and millions of years to decompose. Yes, children. So these substances are non-biodegradable. Yes. Yes, children, you got it? This is how the microorganisms helps in cleaning the environment. Okay. Got it, children? And finally, the microorganisms have one more use also. See, I think you have heard about insulin. What do you know about insulin? Have you heard about insulin? What do you know about insulin? What is insulin? Sugar injection. Okay, very good, Trinity. Very good. Yes. My network is very low. I don't know why I get this problem often. Yes, Trinity, you're correct. You're correct. Very good. Very good. It is a hormone. First, you know, it is not a sugar injection. It is a hormone. Yes, it is a hormone. Okay, this hormone helps. It is not to lower the sugar level. It will regulate. It will keep the sugar level. That is glucose. Sugar is nothing but glucose. It will keep the glucose level in balance. Yes, we have tablets also, Caleb. You are correct. Okay, so it's a hormone which will keep the sugar glucose level in a balance. Clear? It is better. Okay, Salvia. So this hormone will regulate the sugar level, keep the sugar level in balance. Okay, so that we will not be diabetic. We will not be diabetic. Yes, Trinity. Yeah. It won't. No. It will keep in balance. Okay. If it is low, means we will be having low sugar. That is also adverse condition only. Clear. Should be in balance. Okay, so you can learn in detail about insulin in your higher classes. Okay, just you know that insulin is a hormone. It regulates the glucose level in the blood. Glucose level in the blood. Clear, children? Yes. So many people nowadays we come across so many cases, diabetic cases. Okay, so we say the sugar patients, no? So they are diabetic. What do you mean by that? They are diabetic. That is, they don't have the proper secretion. They don't have the insulin in, yes, they don't have proper insulin secretion in their body. Okay. So whatever carbohydrate they eat, no, their body cannot um, make the glucose again turn into glycogen. Okay, they cannot keep the balance because they don't have proper insulin secretion. Clear? So many of them are diabetic. They get so many health issues in addition to diabetic. They become heart patients, kidney failures are there. So many things happen. Okay, so what do? They prepare that insulin from the microorganism. Okay, it is one method. They prepare the insulin from using microorganism. Okay, they prepare insulin from by using the microorganism. Clear? Yes, children, they prepare insulin using microorganism, that is in biotechnology. Okay, we can see that in biotechnology. Yes, children, but they prepare that insulin, not only insulin, they even prepare many medicines, enzymes, okay, which cannot be prepared by few persons. No, they prepare using this microorganism, using biotechnology. Okay, so microorganism also help in preparing medicines, enzymes, on hormone, particularly the insulin. Clear? Which the human beings lack, which few people cannot prepare naturally. Yes, got it, children? So we have many beneficial aspects, but we have seen only 4. Okay, so we have seen only, I think, 5 beneficial aspects. Okay, can we sum up one by one? What are the beneficial aspects we saw about this microorganism? First, we saw about fermentation. How microorganisms help in preparing bread, preparing beverages. Okay. Then we saw about antibiotics. Okay. Then we saw about vaccines. How microorganisms help in producing the vaccines. Then we saw about the preparation of few medicines. Okay. Enzymes or hormones. Okay. And finally, we saw about how they help in cleaning the environment. We saw 5 aspects of microorganism. Finally, we have to see about, we cannot forget about nitrogen fixation. No, we saw the first lesson. Did you remember nitrogen fixation? Yes. Did you remember nitrogen cycle? Yes, children? Okay. Now tell me the microorganism which will help in fixing the nitrogen naturally. We have 2 types of fixation, atmospheric and biological. Now name the organism which helps in very good, Dhanamalia. Very good, very good, very good. Yes, it is the rhizobium. Okay, so rhizobium bacteria help in fixing the atmospheric nitrogen in the soil, convert into nitrates in the soil and fix in the soil. Okay, so they also help in nitrogen fixation. Okay, not only rhizobium bacteria, we have blue-green algae, blue-green algae and azotobacter. Another bacteria, azotobacter, rhizobium, blue-green algae, all these organisms. Apart from this, we have few more organisms, few more fungus also. Azospirillum is there. Okay, so nitrobacter is there. So they all help in cycle. Okay, 63 participants are there. Okay, very good. Okay, so we have seen about 6 beneficial aspects of microorganism, but don't think only 6 are there. We have many more beneficial aspects, but your part is for your age is confined only to 6. Yes, children got it. So we have seen about fermentation, how yeast help in softening the dough. We have seen about antibiotics, how Alexander Fleming found out penicillin. We spoke about the vaccine, how Edward Jenner made the first vaccine. We talk about medicine and hormones. Okay, I won't write down. Okay, bear it now. I won't write. Okay, then we saw how they help in cleaning the environment, and finally they help in nitrogen fixation and nitrogen cycle. Many microorganisms like the nitrobacter, azotobacter, azospirillum, they all help in nitrogen cycle. Got it, children? The 6 aspects. You got it? Any doubts regarding this topic? You can switch on to next topic. Any doubts, children? Only Caleb is saying no doubt. Yes. What happened to others? I think 45 to 46 members are there. Okay. Now we can pass on to the harmful effects of microorganisms. Okay, we can pass on to the harmful effects of microorganism. Okay. Harmful effects. So when we talk about harmful effects, when we talk about harmful effects, the first thing comes to our mind is they causes many diseases. They cause many diseases in the body. Page number, I'll tell children, I'll tell. Okay, give me a few minutes, I'll tell. Okay, so when we talk about harmful effects, 32. Yes, it's 32, it seems, ma'am. Okay, the first and foremost is they cause many disease, but to which organism they cause? They cause disease in plants, they cause disease in animals, they cause disease in human also. Okay, so microorganisms, not every, okay, few, that is harmful microorganisms, they cause disease in plants, animals and human beings. Okay, they cause the disease in all 3 categories of living organism. Yes, children. So we can see one after the other. This is the first harmful effect. Second effect is they spoil food. They spoil food. Clear. So we have many more effects. Not only they spoil food, they spoil the leather articles, they spoil wooden articles, wood. Okay, they result in the spoilage of many living things. Clear. Leather, wood, then even the crops can be damaged. That come under plant diseases. Yes, children. So many harmful effects are there. Our part is confined only to diseases and spoilage of food alone. How the stored food items get spoiled. Pollution. How Harish can explain? Yes, Harish, can you explain how they result in pollution? I don't think so. They cause pollution. Yes. No. They won't cause pollution, Harish. Pollution is purely, I think, 90% is man-made only. To some extent, naturally it may occur. because of forest fires and that is dusty wind. Even now we have that season, no. Okay, but purely 90%, I think it is man-made on the pollution. Yes, children. So these two are the main harmful effects of microorganism. You can see one after the other. First, you can see about the diseases. Okay, so before going in detail into disease, first you have to know how this microorganism cause the disease. Okay, how they cause disease causing microbes. You want the names, okay? They may be the first and foremost is the virus. Okay, then we have the bacteria. Then finally we have, not finally, fungi, and we have even the protozoan. Protozoans are also disease causing only. Many are disease causing. Fevers from rat. Wait, I'll say. Yes, they are called pathogens. Yes, children. They are called pathogens. Clear? So there is viral diseases there, bacterial infections are there, fungal infections are there, and protozoal infections are there. Okay, so no, flu is caused purely by virus only. Okay, flu is called purely by virus. Okay. Microbes that cause diseases are called pathogen. Very good, Tanishka. They even cause the food poison. Very good. Yes, you're correct. Okay. So how do they spread? How do they cause the disease? How do they travel from one animal to other animal? One organism to other organism. Okay, how do? Yes, that is we say that is means of spreading. Mode of spreading or means of spreading. How do they spread? Very good, Dhanmalia. It spreads through air. It spreads through water. These are the two important things they spread. That is, they spread rapidly, air and water. Okay, through air and water and through contact. That is through contact. When, take for example, you're traveling in a bus. You're traveling in a bus. Okay, so you are very, you don't have any health issue. Okay, so the person sitting near you is sneezing or coughing. Okay, he's sneezing or coughing. He's not using any kerchief. Okay, or tissue. He just closing his mouth and nose with the help of his hand. Okay, he's causing. But what he's doing, he's keeping that hand, he is holding that seat. Okay, he is holding the seat. Okay, so unknowingly, you are touching that part where he is holding the seat. Then what happens now? That seat, the hand contains the microorganism. By sneezing, it traveled, it came to his hand. So when he is holding the seat, that microorganism transferred to the seat. Okay, that seat bar. Okay, so when you are touching that spot, no, that microorganism will come to your hand. Okay, again, unknowingly you will be scratching your eyes, rubbing your eyes, or rubbing your nose, no, that will enter into your body. Okay, that will enter into your body. Clear? That is how we say through contact, or directly when he sneezes, no, it may travel to you directly to your nostrils. Clear? Yes, Caleb, but we are not aware that we won't be so, that is, what to say, we won't be so aware, no. Sometimes it happens. Yes, very good. Finally, through the insects. We say in general as vectors. We say in general as vectors. Okay. So how many minutes left? Only I think 1 or 2 minutes left. Children? Yes, children. So we can see about this mode of spreading one after the other the next class because it takes some time. Yes, children. So you go, if you have the book, please go through and come on Monday. Have a very good weekend, children. Don't waste the week. Tuesday you have a biology cycle test. Please make use of these 2 days. Yes, children. We can revise it on Monday. Thank you, children.
Thank you, ma'am.